Ladies and gentlemen, life will test you. It will push you to your limits. You will face storms, setbacks, and situations that shake you to your core. But in those moments, one thing will determine your outcome: your ability to stay calm. Because a calm mind is a powerful mind. A calm mind sees solutions where others see problems. A calm mind turns obstacles into stepping stones. So today, let's talk about training your mind to be calm in every situation. You've got to understand something deep, something essential: the power of your mind. Your mind is your greatest weapon. It's a tool you carry with you every single day, but far too many people fail to recognize its potential. Too often, people let their emotions control them. Life happens, things don't go the way we planned, and before we know it, we're caught in a storm of panic, frustration, and doubt. And when we react from that emotional place, we don't make the right decisions. We hurt ourselves, we hurt others, and we lose opportunities that could have changed everything. Now, I know it's easy to get caught up in your emotions. We're human, right? We feel things deeply, and sometimes those feelings are so strong they can cloud our judgment. But here's the thing: you've got to learn to control your reactions. You've got to stop letting emotions hijack your mind and start making decisions from a place of clarity and purpose. It's hard, I know, but I promise you, it's possible. And it starts with understanding what happens when you're under pressure. See, science has shown us something fascinating. When we panic, when we get overwhelmed by fear or anxiety, our brain essentially shuts down the parts that help us think logically. It triggers a primal response. It throws us into survival mode, a state where we stop thinking clearly and start reacting impulsively. And in that moment, when your mind is flooded with emotion and adrenaline, you're not thinking, you're reacting. And reaction is dangerous, because when you react, you're not in control. But what if you could train yourself to stay calm, even when everything around you is falling apart? What if you could take a breath, slow things down, and regain control over your thoughts, your actions, your life? That's where real power lies. Not in reacting to the chaos, but in staying composed when everyone else is losing their mind. Look at the greats in life, the leaders, the athletes, the successful individuals who have shaped the world. What sets them apart? It's not just their talent, their intelligence, or their skills. It's their composure under pressure. They know how to manage the storm inside of them, even when the world around them is spiraling out of control. Think about someone like Michael Jordan. We all know the stories. He was in the game, the clock winding down, the weight of an entire championship on his shoulders. It was make or break. And what did he do? Did he panic? Did he freeze up? He took a breath, he locked in, he stayed calm, and in that moment, he did what needed to be done. He made the shot. He executed. Now, you might be thinking, that's Michael Jordan. He's a legend. He's different. But here's the truth. He's not different. He's human, just like you, just like me. The difference is in how he chose to respond when the pressure was on. He didn't let fear control him. He didn't let the moment overwhelm him. He controlled his mind, and that's why he's remembered as one of the greatest to ever do it. But you don't have to be a professional athlete to understand the power of composure. You face challenges every day. Whether it's in your career, in your relationships, or in your personal growth, you'll find yourself at moments when the pressure is high. It could be the big presentation at work, the difficult conversation with a loved one, or the life-changing decision you need to make. In those moments, you can either panic and let your emotions run wild, or you can take control and make decisions from a place of calm, focus, and strength. This is where the real work begins. This is where you start to separate yourself from the crowd. Because anyone can react, anyone can let fear and anxiety dictate their actions. But not everyone can stay calm when the heat is on. Not everyone can rise above the chaos and execute with precision. But that's what you have to do. You've got to train your mind to stay calm under pressure. You've got to build that muscle just like you would any other skill. It's not something that just happens overnight. It takes practice, it takes commitment, it takes patience. When you feel your heart racing, when you feel the stress creeping in, that's when you need to take a step back. Breathe, refocus. Remember that you're in control. The situation doesn't define you, how you respond does. And when you respond with clarity, with calm, with purpose, you are putting yourself in the best position to succeed. It's not easy, I get it. Life has a way of throwing curveballs at you, and sometimes it feels like the world is just trying to knock you down. But here's the truth. You've been through tough times before, and you came out on the other side. You've faced challenges, and you've overcome them. You've survived. But now it's time to thrive. It's time to tap into the power of your mind and make decisions that will take you to the next level. So, how do you do that? How do you train your mind to stay calm under pressure? It starts with awareness. Recognize when you're starting to feel overwhelmed. Don't ignore it. Don't push it down. Acknowledge it, name it, and then remind yourself that you have the power to control how you respond. From there, it's about practicing mindfulness. It's about taking moments throughout your day to check in with yourself. Are you in control, or are your emotions taking the lead? Are you reacting, or are you responding? This is where you build that mental resilience, that ability to stay grounded no matter what's happening around you. But it's not just about staying calm for the sake of staying calm. It's about making better decisions. It's about taking action that's aligned with your values, your goals, and your purpose. When you remain calm, you make decisions with clarity. You don't let fear cloud your judgment. You don't let anxiety hold you back. You make decisions from a place of power, and that's when you start to see things shift in your life. You might not always get it right. You might not always stay calm in every situation. But what matters is that you keep trying, you keep practicing, you keep building that mental muscle. And over time, you'll find that you're more composed, more confident, and more capable of handling whatever life throws your way. So don't let your emotions control you. Don't let panic or fear run the show. Take control of your mind. Stay calm under pressure and execute with purpose. Because when you do, nothing can stop you. Let me tell you something right now that's going to change the way you approach life. The simplest, most powerful tool you have to stay calm, to regain control, and to step into your power is your breath. That's right, the way you breathe. The breath you've been taking for granted your entire life, the one you don't even think about most of the time, can be the thing that saves you when the storm hits. When everything is falling apart, when you're caught in the chaos, that breath can bring you back from the edge. And the reason this works is because the way you breathe directly affects the way you think. You've heard the saying, take a deep breath, right? It's not just some throwaway line, it's the truth. In moments of stress, when your heart is racing and your mind is cluttered, your body goes into overdrive. Your nervous system goes haywire, your thoughts become scattered, and all of a sudden you feel completely out of control. But here's the thing, you can take control. You can reset your entire system with just a few deep breaths. Now, if you've ever heard of the Navy SEALs, you know these men are the epitome of calm under pressure. When the situation is life or death, when there's no room for error, the SEALs don't panic. They don't freeze, they breathe. They've got a technique called box breathing. It's simple, but it's incredibly effective. You inhale for 4 seconds, hold that breath for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and then hold again for 4. That's it. 4 seconds in, hold for 4, 4 seconds out, hold again. And when you do that, you're resetting your nervous system. You're telling your mind and your body that you're in control, no matter what's going on around you. You might be thinking, that's too simple. How can something so simple make that much of a difference? But I'm telling you, sometimes the simplest things are the most powerful. When you slow your breath down, when you focus on your inhalations and exhalations, you force your body to shift out of fight or flight mode and into a place of calm. You get your heart rate down. You get your mind back on track. You can think clearly. You can make decisions with purpose, not out of fear or panic. Think about the times when you found yourself in a tough situation. Maybe it was at work, maybe it was in your personal life, or maybe you were facing a big decision and the weight of it all started to feel like too much. Your heart started to race, your mind went into overdrive, and in that moment, the urge to react took over. We've all been there. The pressure builds, and instead of responding thoughtfully, we make choices out of emotion. We snap, we say things we don't mean. We act before we think, and then we're left dealing with the consequences of a reaction that we didn't even want in the first place. But the difference between reacting and responding is everything. When you react, you're giving into the chaos, you're letting the outside world control you. But when you respond, you're taking control. You're deciding how to show up, regardless of what's going on around you. And that difference, the difference between reacting and responding is the difference between success and regret. Because when you can pause, when you can take a step back and breathe before you make a decision, you put yourself in a position to choose wisely. You put yourself in a place of clarity, and that's when the magic happens.